style. Welcome here to the Maritime New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen, fans of the greatest game of all. Welcome to the annual NZRL Rugby League Awards. The awards cover the 2015 domestic and representative season, 22 finalists in 12 categories. Some very important people around here this evening. May I say a warm welcome to His Worship the Mayor. Where are you? Leanne Brown. It's always good to see you. We know you're finalists. The countdown there? The countdown? Yes. Make the most of it. That's good. The patron of the New Zealand Rugby League, Sir Peter Leach. It's always good to see you here, Peter. The NZRL President, Howie Talmadge. It's always a pleasure to have Howie. And our special guest and friend, yes, we do say friend, Chairman of the Rugby League Commission, John Grant. I know John's in the house. John, so nice to see you here. You'll hear from John a little bit later on, telling us about how he feels that the greatest game of all is running across the ditch and, of course, this side. And, of course, to our sponsors who, without many of the great initiatives in New Zealand, don't happen. So welcome to you. There are many other people to welcome, but I'll leave that up to some other people, otherwise we'll be here all evening. There's a bit of housekeeping. It's a non-smoking venue, understandably, so if you want to have a fag, just throw yourself over the balcony there, just make the water, not the boats. Right, if you are a winner or representing a winner here this evening, just a little note, when you hear your name or their name called up, just come up here, receive the award, and then there's going to be a wee photo first. Then you can acknowledge those who have made a special time for you here in this past year. And then, after you've done that, there's another photo for you in front of the official backdrop. So that's how it rolls. As we have done in previous years, as you can tell, it's a nice, informal little affair. So let's get going, shall we? A pleasure and always an honour to introduce the President of the New Zealand Rugby League, Howie Talmadge, to officially welcome you here this evening. Howie.
Tuatai, karakia. Tēnei te ara kinunga ki te aro, tēnei tuku ki te aro, tēnei ara ki te aro, tēnei matuari. Te aro o rangi nui e tūnei ki papatūna ki tangata. Kia rau I ora ala tapu wai tāne, tēnei tuku nau mai te ara. Tuturu whakamaua kia, tēnei ui e tuku mihi ki a koutou katoa, kurangatira, wahima, tānema, nau mai, hara mai ki te koutou ki te koutou. Te whare e tū nei, papatūna ki takoto nei, tēnā kōrua. Mihi hoki ki o tātou ai tua kua whitirangi tia mō mai, takoto mai, hari atu. Tēnā kōrua, tēnā tātou. Just in my little brief mihi to you all, I just acknowledge you as leaders, both men and women, distinguished guests. Good to see you, John. Wonderful to Peter. Good to see you as well, and to Leanne. It was great spending some time and catching up with you again too. So welcome on behalf of the New Zealand Rugby League. I'd like to welcome you all here tonight. And also, I think it's remiss of me if I didn't acknowledge those people who have passed away, those people who have done so much to help the game of rugby league, spend a lifetime involved in the game. So we bid them also a peaceful rest. And Godspeed in the end of our Just if I could say, I'm extremely proud to stand here as the President of New Zealand Rugby League. It's a real honour, something that I guess when I started playing rugby league for New Zealand, I never dreamed of being in the hand of the President. But it is an absolute privilege to still be involved in the game many years after we finish playing. To be able to meet the players, the coaches, managers, and be involved in some small way with test football. It's just a fantastic dream come true for me. So to everybody here, to the people who are going to get the awards, to the people who stood behind them and guided them and supported them to enable them to achieve the things that they've done, and to family and friends. Just on behalf of New Zealand Rugby, I'd like to say thank you. Certainly look forward to the year ahead. I thought last year was really special. Special mention to Steve and his work as a coach of the Kiwi side. Steve, we go right back to his original days when he first played for the Kiwis. and you've certainly on the long journey as well. So congratulations on everything you've done. You've created our depth, breadth in terms of positional, where most of our positions are covered now, and that's a credit to you. I'd just like to thank you on behalf of the New Zealand Rugby League for being such a fantastic role model for the game. Good luck to everybody who's involved in the Knights. Do us proud. It's great to see you out there. And we've got a ton of lucky men who's coaching you as well, so you can be hands with Jacko. Got my regards. Can't see him out there in the audience, but that's enough for me. Let the night begin. Just once again, I'm very proud to be able to stand here and welcome you all here on behalf of the New Zealand Rugby League. Special mention to Phil. Before I go, Phil, thank you very much for your time with the New Zealand Rugby League. I know that you've gone to another pasture, probably a lot less stressful. I certainly wish you all the best in that. But thank you for your time also in the game. A lot of really, really good things happen when you watch. And so congratulations and Godspeed.
So thank you for that wonderful welcome here this evening. 2015 was a year of change for the New Zealand Rugby League, as Hobart rightly said. Phil decided to go to Grays, wonderful pastures in Greytown. That was very relaxed too, and it is lovely to have Phil here. In his place, though, we have an interim CEO in the form of Alex Hayton, and I'd like to ask Alex to come up and say a few words about where we are at the moment. Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the New Zealand Rugby League Awards. Particularly, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Leanne here at Wellington. Mr. John Grant, Chairman of the Australian Rugby League Commission, Mr. Peter Leach, our patron, Mr. Tamati, President, Board, and life members. 2015 was like any other year in Rugby League, full of challenges, positive challenges. Kiwis backed up their Four Nations win in 2014 by winning the Anzac Test for the first time since 1998. They toured the UK with a squad missing several key players, lost a close Test series against England, a strong England team, but we unearthed some new talent to improve our depth going forward. The profile of women's rugby league took a massive step forward through the Nines and the Anzac Test. Our challenge now is to take that interest, increase the participation and make the game really available to young girls, particularly in schools. That's how we're going to grow that side of the game. We are now less than 2 years away from the Rugby League World Cup starting in 2017 to be co-hosted in Australia and New Zealand. This is a massive opportunity to showcase the game not only in New Zealand to the wider public but around the world. Increase participation and attract new commercial revenue for the game. We're working closely with the Rugby League World Cup 17 company, Sport New Zealand and the government to ensure that New Zealand as a team and as a country is an enjoyable and successful tournament. New Zealand Rugby League wants this event to be a springboard to elevate the game to a higher level. I guess our biggest challenge every year is expectation. We can never have enough money to do all the things people tell us that we should be doing at all levels of the game. So we have to prioritise what we can undertake with our limited resources to achieve the necessary short-term goals for long-term growth. Not everyone's going to agree with it, but as part of our role is to show leadership and direction for the game. On behalf of the game, I would like to publicly acknowledge the support of our key stakeholders with whom we couldn't provide the opportunities and experiences to the rugby league community. In particular, our principal sponsors, Vertec, Rivera, and BLK. Our supporting sponsors, Skills, Competens, Got a Trade, Got a Made, EBOS, the TAB, and of course the Vodafone Warriors. Our funding partners, Sport New Zealand and High Performance Sport New Zealand, who have both recently reconfirmed long-term investments in the game. The Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, who we're working with in and around the Rugby World Cup. Crown agencies, Ministry of Education, Health Promotion Agency, Ministry of Social Development, ACC and the Police, and New Zealand Community Trust and the Lion Foundation. I'd like to thank all the staff of New Zealand Rugby League across the zones and the districts for all their efforts and ongoing commitment above and beyond the call of duty. Yes, they may be the paid people in the game, they may work 9 to 5, but the game starts at 5 o'clock in the evening and the weekend, so they double up and they do go beyond the call of duty. Finally, I would like to thank all the volunteers in the game who give their time to make the game happen every Saturday and every season. Tonight is as much about them as we celebrate success, dedication and the passion of rugby league people and their communities. But in doing so, we should not forget those people who have made similar contributions in the past that unfortunately are no longer with us. And in particular, over the last year, I'd just like to acknowledge these people. Vern Barkalich, Kiwi number 353. Neville Denton, Kiwi 359. Jimmy Edwards, 331. Jack Fagan, Kiwi 401, and also a life member. Rex Percy, Kiwi 368. And Mr. Wayne Urquhart, long-time administrator and referees and here in Auckland Rugby League, but also as a match official officiating internationally. So thank you very much for all being here. Please enjoy the evening. Good luck to all the finalists. Thank you.
So let's move on to our first two awards. The first is the Female Volunteer of the Year. No more in the game of rugby league. You've seen this particularly here and also in Australia. It's not about thanking the ladies for the plates, that's by the by. Women in rugby league play an enormous role in the modern game. They're now CEOs of clubs and high-ranking positions the way it should be. Plus they keep us keep all the straight and narrow, which is the most important thing. To present the award, General Manager of Pertec, please welcome Mr. Chris Bird. He was supposed to be doing this with Simon Mannering, but it would appear his wife is 13 days overdue with number 2, and we're trying to push things off. Well, not we, they're just trying to push things off. So let's get with Chris Bird.
Good evening. Pertec is certainly a very, very, very proud partner of New Zealand Rugby League, and certainly part of that forms the volunteer program that we're involved with. So we're very pleased to be involved with the presentation of the awards 2015 for Male and Female Volunteer of the Year. We will start with Female Volunteer of the Year. Just a little bit about the award and the criteria. This category had the most nominees, and as such was the calibre of these nominees that we had 4 finalists. All winners of the monthly Pertec Volunteer Program recognition awards are considered by the panel, along with nominations received from the community during the awards through the nomination period. 3 of our finalists were Pertec Volunteer of the Month winners. The award criteria: they must have shown commitment to the club, game and values of NZRL, that is integrity, respect, leadership, courage and passion. Our finalists, and many more like them, have worked tirelessly for the betterment of the community and the game, given many hours of their time to help others, run events for the benefit of the wider community, and been involved in more than one key role within their club, district or zone. The nominees are Leanne Anderson, Southern, winner Pertec Volunteer of the Month in June. Mary Davis, Upper Central, winner in September. Mel Mather, Southern. And Jeanne O'Brien, Mid-Central, winner in May. And the winner is Leanne Anderson, Southern. Leanne, just a few words about Leanne on her way up. Leanne has been a tireless worker for the Richmond Rabbits, filling almost every off-field position for the club, including most recently chairperson. She's been responsible for funding applications and and is also an event organiser for the Southern Zone 15s and 17s tournament in July. Although not required, Leanne is regularly the first one at the games, eager to help us set up and the last one to leave, helping with pack down and clean up. She gets the club motivated with the local community and does so on top of a full-time accounting job, as well as a part-time voluntary position with the local youth community trust. Leanne's contribution to rugby league community with the Rabbits Club in the Tasman district is something that should be admired and is a huge reason why the game is continuing to grow in sunny Nelson.
Thank you very much, New Zealand Rugby League. I'm obviously very surprised and very honoured to win this award. A couple of things. First of all, Ryan Charles, who tied up with the Richmond Rabbits, the club that I'm involved with in Nelson. Great guy, Ryan, for those who know. He's moved to Aussie and I miss him terribly. Also, my club, Richmond Rabbits, they let me do what I need to do. So I'm president of the club, treasurer and camp mum, so I pick up what the boys drop. And also I'd like to acknowledge and thank the fellow nominees for this award. Being a female involved in rugby league, it has its challenges, but I love it, absolutely love it. Don't understand the game at all. And no, I'm not going to the nines. And I've actually got my nephew with me to be my interpreter for the evening to tell me who everyone is. But you know, I'm a chartered accountant by trade. We have a product, for want of a better word. I'm passionate about what we do. I'm passionate about what we do in the community. Really big with sponsorship and building those relationships. I'd like to acknowledge Steve Martin. I don't think he's here this evening from Southern Zone. He's an amazing guy and has fully supported me. I've got plans for where I want to see the Richmond Rabbits and where I'd love to be further involved with rugby league in the community and also New Zealand. So thank you very much. I'm very honoured.
Moving on to the Male Volunteer of the Year, and just to reiterate the award and the criteria for the male is the same as the females. The nominees are Marty Brown, Rugby League Northland, winner 30th of the month in July, Peter Butler, Mid Central, and Simon Itula, Wellington. And the winner is Simon Itula, Wellington. Just a few words about Simon while he's on his way up. Simon is the backbone of the Wainuiamata Rugby League Club. He's the club secretary, a former Premier player, coaches 2 junior teams each week, plays in the club's senior first team, coordinates community works around the club and fields early in the mornings, still there late at night working in the bar and making sure everyone gets home safely, coordinates the club sponsors and grant funding applications, was winner of Wellington Rugby League Volunteer of the Year Award in 2014, and under Simon's stewardship the club has gone from facing major debt problems to being in a far healthier position and able to continue to serve the needs of its community. Without him and his family, the club would not have survived. He's completely humble and deflects the praise to all others. Congratulations.
Just briefly, it's a huge honour. Thank you very much, New Zealand Rugby League, and obviously, I'm not actually sure who nominated me, but I'm sure it's Wellington Rugby League. So, thank you very much. In terms of acknowledgements, basically, I have my personal reasons of why I do what I do, and it's probably like every volunteer. volunteer, and it's all about just the love of the sport and the love of the community and kids and coaching kids. And in particular for Wainui, for me, a lot of it was very privileged and blessed to watch a lot of the Wainui Rugby League guys when we were growing up. And you know, it was great for the community, and it was great for our kids, and sport development, and watching Steve and Helmy and the Lomax brothers and all of that was great. And so it was a privilege to witness that. And so to be involved, it was pretty straightforward because we just loved it. And at the end of the day, one of my biggest thanks is to my parents, really. I come from humble beginnings, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the sort of skills and capabilities that I have to help volunteer in my community, and also to my beautiful wife and my family for just allowing me to do what I do. They never complain. They know it's a lot of hard work, and they're always behind me. So yeah, they're the main ones I want to acknowledge. And thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations to both winners.
Thank you, Chris. Now, this evening we're going to be awarding 4 Distinguished Service Awards and a Life Membership, and it's the latter which we will be awarding now. So to present this year's Life Membership, I'd like to ask the Chairman of the NZRL, Mr. Gary Fissenden, to come up. Gary.
First of all, I'd just like to say a few words on behalf of the Board of New Zealand Rugby League. A few things in terms of this year. I'd like to thank Phil for his 3 years service at New Zealand Rugby League. Being a CEO of New Zealand Rugby League can command 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People are very passionate about the sport, and that reflects in what you have to do on a day-to-day basis. So it's never an easy job, and it can take an inordinate amount of time. I was thinking about the 3 highlights if someone asked me about Phil's 3 years. And I think the first one that comes to mind is the work that's been done with the zones. So our zones are really important to us. They're the guys who are actually coordinating and looking at the areas that we work in. We've spent a lot of work getting clear understanding of the zones as to what we do, what they do, how we fund them, how we don't fund them. And we've signed the MOU and the service level agreement just in the last 6 months, and it's been a fantastic amount of effort. That was the first thing. The second thing is our relationship with Sports New Zealand has always been actually quite special. In the period over the last 3 years, I think we've actually leveraged that relationship even more, and I think in a recent funding decision in Sport NZ, New Zealand Rugby League was probably one of the only sports that actually didn't get a massive cut in it, and that's because our strategy is very clearly aligned with what Sport New Zealand is actually trying to achieve, and they're very clearly aligned with how we're actually doing it. So, and the third thing, obviously, can't go without saying, is that he was CEO in the period where we became #1 team in the world. Can't let that go without saying. So thank you very much, Phil, on behalf of the board. Phil was going to a warmer place. Actually, it was the hottest part of New Zealand yesterday, and a much more relaxed place. And good luck to him. If anybody wants to bet on the Greyhounds, you need to talk to Phil, because he'll be looking after that from here on out. I think you might find that league was actually quite simple after dealing with the Greyhounds. In terms of the Board of New Zealand Rugby League, we made a very conscious decision a year to 18 months ago to actually make the board look a lot more like the game. And we welcomed on 2 new directors this year, with Tara Nikau and Rion Edwards. Both look very much like the game in terms of their background and where they've actually come from, and that's been working out really, really well for us. You'll see more and more of that as we go on. We've done a lot of work, as we said, with the zones, and getting the zones aligned between us and New Zealand Rugby League, figuring out what we do and what they do. I've been particularly pleased with the rise of the female team. We've got 3 test matches this weekend against the Kiwi Ferns against Itula. The team I knew hurt when they lost the Anzac test in April, and I think we're in for an actually fantastic weekend of female footy. I need to actually especially mention Sport New Zealand. We have a very warm relationship with Sport New Zealand. Our strategy is very aligned with what they are, and they support us in everything that we actually do. And a lot of things we couldn't do without Sports New Zealand. I need to talk to you a little bit about the Rugby League World Cup 2017. It will be a big event. It will leave a legacy in New Zealand. Sports New Zealand is co-funding with us a legacy program, so we actually maximise the benefits to the game post the event. And it's up to all of us to actually maximise those benefits and get out there and actually promote that event. And the last, just two things. About 18 months ago, we presented to the board of the Australian Rugby League Commission, and the purpose of the presentation was to try and get a stronger strategic alignment between the Australian Rugby League and the New Zealand Rugby League. And I think having John Grant here today and a lot of his senior staff here today is testament to the fact that we've come a long way in those 18 months. We actually have two of John's staff presenting to us tomorrow at the board, actually looking at the NRL strategy and how we can leverage that and how we can work closer together. So I'd like to formally thank the Australians for all the help they've actually given us and the alignment that we're actually getting over the next couple of years. And I think the last thing I want to mention is a little bit dangerous, but we are actually going to have a good financial result this year. We had a very successful financial result out of the tour. None of us like losing, but this year will actually be a good financial result for us, and I hope to be sitting here at the AGM and actually announcing those numbers. So that's just a bit about the New Zealand Rugby League. According to my list, I'm actually supposed to thank the judges. There's supposed to be a list of the judges coming up. Look at that. So I'd like to thank the judges for the work they've actually done. As you've already seen, the calibre of the competition, certainly the volunteers, as anything go by, has been very, very strong. So I think you can all read those. For Holden, on McLaughlin, Kara Nekow, Nadine Conlon, Philippa Ivory, Ray Heffington, and Dean Watkins. So thank you all very much for the work they've actually done, and we'll see the results of that throughout the evening. Next slide. Cool. So one of the really cool things I get to do as Chairman of New Zealand Rugby League is present life memberships and distinguished service medals. Sal Pearson is a well-known personality in New Zealand Rugby League, and he wasn't available to do this at the last presentation, so we've saved it up. So I'd like to welcome Sal Pearson to the stage. I'll try and do Sal's history on it in terms of I think Sal. I watch quite a lot of club football, and I can't remember actually going to a game where I haven't seen Sal there. I have no idea how he does it, but he seems to be at every club every week. So I see a fair bit of Sal. So just to give you a highlight of Sal's achievements, District League involvement, 1998 to 2000, Chairman of Auckland Rugby League, 2000, Chairman of the Auckland Warriors, 2007 to 2015, Special Projects Manager for the Auckland Rugby League, secured funding for ARL administration and player development projects of over $4 million. 2008 to 2015, board of the Club of Auckland, secured funds of $1.7 million for club gear and equipment across Auckland. 2008 to 2015, Rugby League Development Foundation completed 32 club facilities reports for Auckland Council, design and quality surveying reports. Total fundraising activities have delivered approximately $2.5 million. There's a consistent theme here. Sal was responsible for raising funds and getting New Zealand Rugby League House built, which we have relied upon and been a great asset to the game. And in terms of his New Zealand involvement, he was chairman of New Zealand Rugby League from 2001 to 2006. Secured funding of approximately $10 million for the New Zealand Rugby League. And so Sal's amazing man, done a lot of amazing things. A lot of it's invisible, a lot of it's actually quite visible. Very pleased to actually award Sal Life membership tonight.
Thank you. That photo was from 1963. If I had my time over again, I'd like to play fullback for the Richmond Rabbits. reservations about this award in the first instance. And then I spoke to a few people and they said that if I would be insulting Akarana for nominating me, I would be insulting the committee that recommended it go to the board and the board endorsed it. So I didn't want to do that. And but I need to tell you that Rugby League has done a hell of a lot more for me than I've done for Rugby League. I wish I had 10 million awards that I could give Rugby League. And the reason I say that, I copped a bit of a jolt in the 70s, another one in the 80s, and I was a bit of a mess really. Ended up at Auckland Rugby League and I was empowered to look after 10,000 children. Well, I thought swapping 2 for 10,000 was pretty bloody good. So it was 10,000 reasons that I stopped sulking and stopped feeling sorry for myself. So it's been absolutely marvellous. Rugby League has been very, very good to me. In 1963, my headmaster at Takapuna Grammar School told me that Rugby League was played, followed and supported by lowlife. So when I got to the New Zealand Rugby League, I thought, Christ, I got the quadrilla here, played, followed, supported and now governed by lowlife. This is absolutely fantastic. So really, here I am sitting with a room full of wonderful, wonderful people. So it just shows you we're knocking around with low life can take it, boy, doesn't it? Thank you very much.
One thing I will always remember about Sal as he goes and gets his official photo taken is he always thinks of everybody else first and not himself. And that, to me, epitomises many, many, many people in this wonderful game of rugby league. The superstars of our wonderful game have to begin their journey somewhere, and that is usually at their local club, hoping to be spotted by someone with a strong knowledge of the game. Community is an incredibly important part of the NZRL mandate. We're about to hand out 3 awards in this section. There is the Grassroots Club of the Year, a new category, Domestic Coach of the Year, and Match Official of the Year. To do the honours, would you please welcome the General Manager of Community of the NZRL, Mr. Jacob Cameron.
Just at Christmas time, I was down at Mangere Bridge where I live having a swim. There's only ever about 2 people that swim there. They don't believe the water's actually any good. And so I keep telling you that it's no good to swim in Mangere Bridge because I like my own private beach. And I met someone, they saw the car. Best marketing we've ever got is the Kiwi on the car. And someone started to talk to me about what I do. And I'm just telling them all these amazing things that are going on throughout the country. I'm telling them about Invercargill and how down there the clubs are teaching the teenagers how to drive cars. So they don't just go and drive them and get a whole lot of fines and then they can't drive from then on. I'm telling them how there's water safety, teaching people not to drown effectively in the West Coast. In Narawari and Tokoroa, there's It's Not Okay campaigns. There's campaigns around youth suicide. These are all driven by clubs, driven by people in the clubs. People like Leanne, and she's an accountant. You should see her lists and her colour-coded program. Outstanding. And there are people right throughout our club environment that have the most amazing passion for not only growing rugby league players, but growing people. And growing good people, and good people make good players. And that's why I really like when I'm up here and I've got the Club of the Year award and I'm looking at the criteria. The criteria for Club of the Year must have made a difference to their local community and show commitment to the NZRL values. It doesn't really talk about league there, does it? It talks about our values, but it talks about the community. We had 7 nominations, and as the old saying goes, I guess it's very difficult for all of the judges to make a decision out of 7. We narrowed it down to 3. I'm not sure how they did it, and the judges actually expect and want the remaining nominations to be nominated again. They feel that they're getting there, and they are producing some outstanding results, connections to the local community. And we're here to make our club safe, vibrant and welcoming to not only our players but our whole community. That's why I like programs like our playgroups, run by Marissa Holland, where we run playgroups out in our club rooms. We have to make sure that those club rooms are inviting for our families, for our people to attend, so that everyone feels welcome. And that's what these 3 nominees do. The nominees for Grassroots Club of the Year: Glenfield Rugby League, Akarana; Newland Stags, Akarana; and the Pacific Sharks from Upper Central. And the winner is Glenfield Rugby League. Okay, I'll read a few things out there, so you just stand there and smile, please. Celebrated their 50 years in 2014. Okay, this winner was chosen by the judging panel in part to recognise their efforts in finding a sustainable way to overcome significant challenges. With a committed team of volunteers who worked for over the last 5 years have reduced a debt by tens of thousands of dollars. In 2015, they had 14 junior sides, 2 premier sides, and 2 master sides, and they worked closely with Navy Premier Club to ensure that both clubs had a premier side. Well done.
Wow. Ty just said to me from New Lynn, he said, you got your speech? I said, no, I thought you'd have your speech. He said, no, you're right, take a row away. So, yeah, I haven't got a speech, but yeah, I'm very, very humble, our club is very, very humble in winning this award. It takes a lot of effort to actually run a club, and there's an amazing amount of people behind our club that make it what it is, and I could stand here all day listing the people that have helped us make it what it is today. As Jacob was saying, about 6 years ago, we were at the point of being put into administration by Auckland Rugby League. The community centre next door was looking at using our club rooms as a new facility, and a couple of people from our club decided to get on board and took the club from 2 teams to what is now hopefully 15, 16 teams this year and 2 senior sides, working with Navy. So as I think Selwyn said, what was the term, Selwyn? The low life of the North Shore at Takapuna Grammar. Rugby League, believe it or not, although you might think the North Shore's full of money, it's still a struggle for rugby league on the shore. It's a high battle against football, soccer, and rugby. But you know, we bat as much as we can, and we seem to be on the right side of the ledger. So, thank you very much.
As Stephen said, the Domestic Coach of the Year is a new criteria, new award. It's a new category designed to acknowledge the coaches who are putting so much effort into growing our game. Over the past 12 months, Gary Beecham, our National Coach Manager, has made the coaching pathway clearer, more established, more defined. He's done great work. I think his pinnacle achievement was managing to convince Steve Kearney that he should be the ambassador for our coaching programs. So, well done, Gary. Thank you very much, Steve. Many of the 6 nominated for this year were involved in that coaching pathway that has been established. They've had the opportunity to assist and coach New Zealand represented sides. And the nominees are Daryl Code from Southern, Grant Pocklington from from Akarana, and Rod Ratu from Counties Manager. And the winner is Grant Pocklington from Akarana.
First of all, I want to thank New Zealand Rugby League for this award. Didn't even know it was up, or my family don't know, so don't put it on Facebook Live. I thank the people that I'm representing, which is Auckland Rugby League, Fox Memorial, and my club boy chef. This is not my award, this is our program within our club. You say good people, you've got to have them around you, and I'm real honoured to have good people around me. I've got a great sponsor in Mark Robinson from Morphex, and you can't do it without support. I've got a good club, good community. I'm also blessed to have a team that buys into what we're about. You're only as good as the players you've got, but you've got good players, you've still got to have a good culture. And the players created a great culture, and they worked hard. And anything we're doing up here, what I'm holding here is for all of them, but also all the coaching staff that is helping. Just grateful for all their effort, and coaches say it's a lonely job, it's only if you make it lonely. So I just want to acknowledge all the coaches that are in here in the room, but especially my board chef coaches.
The final category that I'll be presenting is the Match Official of the Year. Again, the referee pathway over the past 12 months has become more defined with the efforts of the National Referee Manager, Luke Watts. And his advocacy, especially into the high-performance referees pathway, has resulted in 7 of our referees being involved in the Nines this weekend. I think that's an outstanding effort and recognition of just the level of expertise that we have in our referees. The criteria here has changed to recognise the efforts of our local match officials, and I've got quotation marks here, so I'll read it out, who must have performed consistently at the highest level domestically and or nationally, internationally. Nominees included not only active officials, but those who are involved with referee administration. Nominees are Adam Burns from Southern, Anthony Elliott from Akarana, Harry Lysart from Mid Central. And the winner is Adam Burns from Southern. Adam can't be here unfortunately, so Luke will accept on behalf. I've got more that I'll read out here, well I can read out about Adam. However, I think the better way that these last 3 nominees have been written up is to read what Grant Chapman has written about all of the nominees. So go onto our Facebook page and you'll get a really good understanding and idea of all the nominees in these categories and just the exceptional effort that